Welcome into the 2018 SCAC Fall Media Days. It's day 7. We're about to take a look into the Trinity University Tigers volleyball program. The Tigers coming off a remarkable 27-8 season a year ago, 11-3 in SCAC play, and another appearance in the NCAA tournament. Let's welcome in head coach Julie Jenkins and senior defensive specialist Sarah Mullens. Coach Sarah, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, Russell.
Yeah.
Coach, we'll start with you now heading into your 34th season there at Trinity. As we look ahead to this season, what have you learned over the course of your career that is important to running a productive preseason, and how have you tried to implement that going into 2018?
No, it is my 34th season, which is mind-boggling to me. Every year you learn something from the year before, what worked and what motivates your players. And every year we just try to draw on the year before, what worked well for us, then incorporate new ideas on top of those, and do what you need to do to improve your team each year. And we all learn from each other. That's also a definite motto of our program.
Sarah, for you heading into your senior season, you're coming off a junior campaign in which you earned first-team All-SCAC honors, recorded 595 digs on the season. That was second most in conference a year ago. What was this offseason like for you? How did you sort of springboard from such a productive and accomplished junior year now heading into your senior season? What was this summer like for you to get ready?
Every summer you want to work hard. I always try really hard just to look forward and not slack off or anything just because I'm coming off of a good season. To me, this is a brand new season, and I'm starting where some of the freshmen are starting. I'm in the exact same position that they are. So I'm trying not to think about it and just work as hard as I can.
Coach, the health of this league from a volleyball perspective has to be as good as it's been at the very top. 3 teams over the course of last year in that top 5, getting multiple bids into the NCAA tournament. How difficult is it right now to navigate through the day-to-day schedule of the SCAC, and how fun is it to compete at that level right now where the SCAC is at?
Yeah, I think we're really fortunate. I think the SCAC, is the top conference in Division III. To have 3 teams in the top 5, I believe there was only one other conference that's ever done that, and I believe that was the AAU. The UAA. And, I think it's not just those top 3, though. We're strong from the top to the bottom. Everybody's program improves every year. And I'm really proud to be a part of the SCAC. I think we're really fortunate to have such a strong volleyball conference. And I think our players really respect every team in the SCAC.
Sarah, you talked earlier about, even though you're a senior, kind of being everybody at that same starting line when it comes to camp and everybody being in the same boat. With that being said, as a senior, I would imagine that Coach Jenkins, shoulders a responsibility in terms of that leadership role with this group on to you and the rest of your classmates. How have you kind of maybe altered your mindset coming into camp? What's it like being a senior in your final preseason?
You're just more mindful of how your actions come across to the freshmen. You want to make sure that you're being a good example in terms of technique and work ethic. Things like setting up nets or shagging balls more than you, maybe have in the past, but just trying to set a good example and establish the culture of this team from the very beginning.
Sarah, not only did you excel last year in the defensive role with this team, you also had 128 aces on the season. That was 3rd most in the conference as a team, 265 as a group. That was 2nd best in the SCAC. What's the key to being a good service team, and how much has that really been a strength for this group, and will you rely on that going into this 2018 season?
We have been very fortunate to have a lot of good servers on our team. I think some of that is just natural talent or past technique, but I think Coach gives us a lot of repetition in practice. Serving and passing is something we do work on a lot, and something we take pride in. So I think that we will be pretty good at that again going into this new season.
Coach, you look up and down at this team and how they performed a season ago, top 3 in nearly every single statistic Lots of positives, but camp, I think, is always a great time to work on things that maybe weren't as strong or things that you're trying to get better. What has been kind of your message to your women this year at camp that you've really been trying to push forward and get this group to continue to improve at each day?
Yeah, you know, in our very first meeting for the preseason, we addressed the areas that we improved in the most and the areas that we want to make the biggest strides in. And I think it really motivates them that much more to have a clear sense of purpose. And already from day one, this was our first day of practice, I couldn't be more pleased with their focus. And a lot of that has to do with the commitment they made over the summer and the level of condition that they've come in. But we're real clear with our team on the areas that we're trying to improve in that much more. And, you know, I think every team in the SCAC, we have to know that maybe it was a strength last year, but you've got to continue to get better in all areas because everybody else is too. And so we definitely focus on all areas of the game, but there's certain specific parts of the game that we are really emphasizing that much more.
Sarah, you know, maybe the team hasn't met and had this discussion yet early on in preseason, but as you've thought about it and talked to some of your classmates, what are some of the goals that you hope to accomplish with this 2018 Tigers volleyball squad?
We haven't really talked about it yet, you're right. I think one of our main goals, and this has been it since I've been at Trinity, is just to consistently work hard throughout the season and play every game at the same level that you like, no matter regardless of the opponent. Our goals beyond that, we don't really have any specifics, but it's always been to work hard and stay consistent.
And finally, Coach Jenkins, when fans come out to watch and support this season, family, friends, what can they expect to see from this volleyball team this year? What are you hoping sort of maybe becomes the identity and that you can really bank on it's going to be consistent with this group throughout the season?
Very athletic team with a fast-paced offense. Like Sarah said, you know, we're always focused on our serving and passing. It all starts there. But I think they're going to see a team that not only is in system with a fast-paced offense, but finds ways to score out of system. We're going to see a team with a lot of depth. You know, it's not necessarily going to be the same players on the court. You know, it's a team effort, and everyone's got to improve their level of play if we want to get to where we want to be at the end. So I think they're going to appreciate seeing the depth on our team and all the players that can contribute to the success of Trinity Volleyball.
The Trinity University volleyball program, the Tigers this year, will head into the season led by head coach Julie Jenkins and senior Sarah Mullens as they open up their 2018 campaign Friday, August 31st, when they take on Cabrini. Coach, Sarah, thanks so much for your time today and best of luck as you head into the 2018 season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Russell.